YFC first started in 1950 through the inspiration of godly leaders from India. Many met Christ through the rallies that were held, including the Sri Lankan Church's elder statesman, Kolton Wickramaratne. But the movement died down after some time. Don Rubesh felt the need for a YFC program, so he helped organize a youth leaders training school with the help of YFC international leaders. YFC started for the second time in November 1965. 1966 January, Sam Sherrard interrupted plans to become an accountant and joined as the first full-time worker. Don Rubesh was the first board chairman. Sam read New Testament follow-up and master plan of evangelism and decided to pour himself into the lives of a few people. Big expansion plans were postponed and leaders were developed. Discipling became the distinguishing feature. Many in YFC International did not understand this, but the great fruit of the discipling process was the huge band of volunteers. YFC mainly concentrated on nominal English-speaking Christian youth as there was very little youth work in the churches. YFC took over an existing youth club in Nugegoda. Later on, clubs started in Dehiwala, Mount Lavinia, Kotte, Kotahena, Bambalapitiya, Hendala, and many other areas. Rallies were also an important aspect of our outreach. Camps started soon after. Sports, music, and drama were an important means of attracting young people. In 1974, Brian Blacker took over as interim national director as Sam left Sri Lanka to lead Hawaii YFC. As the churches developed good youth programs, YFC began to look outwards. A trip that Sam organized to Matara for flood relief gave the YFC team the first taste of ministering to Sinhala and Tamil youth. The direction into Sinhala and Tamil ministry came under the leadership of Brian Blacker. The pioneers of these ministries were mainly volunteers. In 1976, Brian left to pastor a church and Ajit Fernando joined as the national director. The Sinhala and Tamil language ministries continued to grow and many young people were added to the kingdom. The full-time staff studied Buddhism, Hinduism, gospel, culture, Sinhala and Tamil music and drama, and developed culturally relevant ministry strategies. After the riots in 1977, YFC felt the need to start a ministry in Jaffna. Two staffers who had no experience in working in the Tamil language went to Jaffna and started what became a thriving ministry there. Jaffna was the education hub of the North and East. Young people who came to Jaffna from other areas for educational purposes met Christ in Jaffna, went back into their villages, and started work in these areas. The Manna and Batiklo ministry started this way. During the same time, we began to talk about taking the gospel to unreached villages. It was initially met with resistance, but our first Sinhala staff worker caught the vision in 1979. This became the fastest growing section of our work. 1988. After much grappling within our board and keeping the denominational leaders informed, the believers in these villages became worshipping communities, having services on Sundays with a view of separating from YFC as soon as they were able to. This became a reality in 1994 and Kittu Sevana Ministries was born. The Kittu Sevana movement has now become a large and powerful agent of growth in the Church of Sri Lanka. With the separation of Kittu Sevana, the Sinhala language ministry had to restart with one full-time staff worker and one part-time worker. Now the ministry has thriving youth ministries in Avissavella, Dehiwala, Grand Pass, Vellavatta, Hendala, Killapana, Kotahena, Mattakuliya, Mount Lavinia and Galle. The Tamil ministry grew with a dedicated set of volunteers. The war did not stop the work in the north. Discipling was a challenge as many youth were leaving the north, but many of our key YFC leaders were produced from this region. The Colombo Tamil ministry was growing rapidly, but after the 1983 riots, the ministry was reduced to about 3 clubs. Volunteers were demoralized. With just one full-time worker, the ministry restarted and grew at an amazing rate. The key to their success was that the volunteers had an ownership of the work. Now the Colombo ministry has spread to Mutwal, Jinthupitiya, Grand Pass, Kotahena, Totalanga, Madampitiya, Vattala, Vellavatta, Kirulapana and Dehivala. As the leadership expanded, the ministry was able to release leaders to outstation areas. We now have thriving ministries in Jaffna, Batticaloa, Mannar, Vavuniya, Upcountry and Avissavella. In addition to the usual clubs and camps, tuition classes, drama, music, sports are important means of evangelism that are used by our different ministries. While the Sinhala and Tamil ministry expanded rapidly, the English ministry concentrated on unchurched English-speaking youth. We now work among Colombo teenagers, Kandy teenagers, young adults in Colombo, and the sports ministry and adventure outreach as developing ministries. Other ministries of YFC. The largest of these is the YGRO ministry, which is legally separated from YFC. YGRO is committed to rural poverty reduction through empowerment and development of rural communities. It was incorporated when Miss Ursula Jayawardena rented out the estate in Dummala Surya. She later gifted this estate to us. It started primarily as a vocational guidance ministry for troubled youth, and now community development aspect is a major part of this work. With the war breaking out in the early 80s, there were big social needs in the north. This resulted in the YGRO work being expanded to these areas. Now we have a thriving work in Jaffna, Mannar, Batticaloa and Vavuniya. While working with the youth from different backgrounds, we realized that the lives of many were ravaged by the time they were teenagers. This prompted the preteen ministry, which is a major part of our ministry, especially in Hendala, Jaffna and Batticaloa. The vision to work with troubled youth found its fullest expression in the ministry among drug dependents. After small beginnings and many discouragements, the ministry has now grown, developing a specialized aspect in youth ministry. But it still focuses on the YFC aspect of discipleship. Our center is in Puakpitiya, and we have discipling ministries in Colombo and Mannar among our alumni. We realized that working with economically poor youth must involve an educational element. Our tuition ministry and our educational scholarships have been an important aspect of reaching young people. We now have 50 educational points. This division is responsible for the sale of Ajit's books and sermons and for other YFC publications. The YFC alumni are now found taking leading roles in many churches. Many pastors and their wives have been converted in YFC. YFC alumni have also taken leadership in Christian organizations. Example, World Vision, Evangelical Alliance of Sri Lanka, Leeds, Habitat for Humanity, International Bible Society Sri Lanka, Back to the Bible, RBC Ministries. YFC leaders have also helped in the founding of several Christian organizations: the Navodaya Movement, Focus, Colombo Theological Seminary, and Global Impact. During the years, the YFC staff and volunteers expanded to 1970s, the staff of 1986, 1989 staff, 1998 staff, Now in 2010, we have 71 staff and over 600 volunteers. Growth in YFC usually takes place through a club. These clubs release leaders to form the core of the new club. Now YFC works in about 150 ministry points. This includes about 80 clubs and 24 mission points, which are small groups that will form the core of a new club. We rejoice at the way God has blessed the ministry of YFC. We praise Him for His faithfulness. As He promised, He has not left us nor forsaken us. We've gone through many challenges, but looking back, we see how His grace has been sufficient for us. His strength has been made perfect in our weakness.